Well, got a four-wheeler who decided to play Let's Mess with the Truck Drivers. Got loaded in Wausau, Wisconsin at GPI. Got the APU Serviced, Rusty, and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker filmed before live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. All right, see, here it is, Friday the 17th, November. Delivered down in Rothschild, Wisconsin this morning. Delivered the lignite from Wyoming. So then I had to stop by in Schofield, which is just a couple miles north of there, to do an alcohol test this morning, a random alcohol test. I realized I had never done a random alcohol test before. It's because they're kind of silly, really. You do the drug tests a lot. You know, and you got to pee in the cup, blah, blah, blah. But never did an alcohol one before. I realized that today when I was expecting, you know, I'm used to drug tests where you pee in a cup. Well, no, you do a breathalyzer. They hand you the thing and they blow. They say blow until it beeps, and you blow, and then it goes beep, and there you go. But it's a really silly. Elliot and I agree. This is kind of a silly thing for them to do because all that's going to prove is if you drank within the last like 8 to 12 hours. And usually the only time they ever do an alcohol test on a commercial driver is if there's been an incident, an accident, you backed into somebody, you know, screwed up somewhere. Well, then they're going to test you right then on the spot. So to do a random alcohol test is really kind of strange as a truck driver. And yeah, in my 13 years of driving a truck, this is the first time ever I've had to do one, which is kind of weird. So it's the first time ever I think I've ever had to do a breathalyzer. Really kind of weird. So yes, of course it was 00.00, you think. You know, of course I was going to joke with Elliot and say, well, I guess I shouldn't have chugged that fifth of Jack Daniels this morning, but no, of course I didn't. Anyway, sitting here in a dock, and then just a few miles up the road from there where I had to do the drug test this morning, I'm sitting here at GPI, Graphic Packaging International in Wausau, Wisconsin, and this is the load that runs me down to Fayetteville, Arkansas for Monday morning. And then I've got a load from there to bring me back to Aurora, Colorado for Wednesday morning to set me up to be home for Thanksgiving. And I called Gateway Truck and Refrigeration to get my, because they told me last time I was there when I had the water pump put in that I needed a new radiator as well, or I was going to need one soon. They had the part then, but I couldn't afford to do it then. I called them this morning. They don't have the part, so they can't get that done today. But I do have to do just a normal service, or what they call a PM, preventive maintenance. On the APU, auxiliary power unit, which is like you would do on your big truck engine. Oil change, filter changes, you know, make sure everything's all up to snuff, blah, blah, blah. And then, because I've had it shutting down on me a lot at night because I think the fuel and or oil filters are clogged. And so all of a sudden it just can't get enough pressure and it shuts down on me. So with the colder weather coming, I'd like to have the heat blowing at night. Like it got down to what, 26 here this morning, something. Well, it said felt like 26. It got down to 32. So I just checked in here about 15 minutes ago. They put me straight into a door. This is it had a window, all-day window, which was nice. Called yeah, Gateway Truck and Refrigeration. So I'm going to head straight there, 45 miles down the road, right near where I stayed last night at the Quick Trip in Plover, Wisconsin. So I had to do a split to make everything work. So I got to stay there at least about 2 hours and 10 minutes. It should only take them probably an hour or less to do the thing, and I'll just have to park there for a little bit. And then we'll get moving on down the road. I don't have to go all that far today. It's only like 887 miles total from where actually I delivered this morning, even all the way down to Fayetteville, Arkansas. So I'm thinking I may stop at that Quick Trip in Austin, Minnesota tonight, so that'll only give me another 3 to 4 hours of driving after I get the maintenance done on the APU. Can shut down early tonight because I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So that's the plan. Yeah, here's what it looks like at Graphic Packaging International. Back into one of these docks that you can see in the mirror there is inside the building. A little hard always to see as you're backing up to the doors, but you know, not terrible. Luckily there was no truck on either side of me. There's the main building. There's the lot, and there's the obviously employee parking. You can kind of see a hill across the way there. All the leaves are already gone off the trees that time of year. right.
Right on Boston Drive.
Thank you, Garmin. Getting to the carrier here in Plover, it looks like you're going down a road you shouldn't be going down. And then you turn on another road that looks like you really shouldn't be going down in a big truck. Especially with this giant pole here on the corner. Gotta take it real wide. But I've been here before and I know, yes, this is the right place.
Quarter mile. Arrive at 4986 Boston Drive on the right.
It's down here at the end of this little dirt road, or this little dead-end road, I mean. You see a couple of trailers up there. There's the carrier sign, so we're in the right place. It's just, first time you ever come here, you're like, is this really it? But yes, this is it. See, Gateway, Carrier Transicold, all the signs you need to see. I know they're going to want me to drop the trailer, so I'm just going to swing around there and get in a position to drop it.
At 4986 Boston Drive on the right.
Pickup hadn't been there, it would have been a little bit easier to get lined up for this, but that's all right. Shove it right in there next to this reefer trailer. All right, drop the trailer. Open the door and they're going to get me right in and get right to it. That's awesome. Well, they got the service done. Took them a lot longer than I thought. Took about, well, I was there about 3 hours. I had to kill at least 2 hours and 10 minutes to make my split work because I only did 7 hours and 50 minutes in the sleeper berth while I was parked at the Quick Trip earlier this morning, so I could make everything work. So anyway, yeah, it took a little longer, but that's fine. They just got the main service done, did not do the radiator, which I still need to get done because they didn't have the parts. So they have some of those ordered. They'll be in within 7 days. Hopefully, there's a lignite load coming out of Wyoming again on the 29th. So that should put me back into Wisconsin on Friday the 1st of December already. And so I told them, well, after I deliver there in Rothschild, I'll just come on down and we'll do the radiator then. But hopefully having them do the, and I was able to watch them. They don't mind you letting you watch them there, and they did a good job and changed everything out. So hopefully APU will be all good to go now for the winter as far as that goes. And once I get the radiator replaced on it in a couple of weeks, then we should be really good. So that's the plan there. Was aiming for the Quick Trip in Austin, Minnesota, but I got vaccinated again Wednesday morning before I left the house. And so Thursday I slept in till early afternoon because I knew that would, you know, drag me down, and it did. And then I didn't get much sleep last night, and so I was driving along through La Crosse tonight and just into Minnesota. Boy, was I feeling it. I was just, oh my gosh, I got to get off the road. So I stopped earlier than planned. I'm here in St. Charles, Missouri, or St. Charles, Minnesota, at the Loves. Found a spot all the way at the end of the lot where hopefully I can't get locked in or anything. So that's the plan. So last night when I'm driving the other direction, as well on my way up to Plover, I'm in Wisconsin at this point, and just east of La Crosse. And there's this four-wheeler who was he'd been playing this game for a while now, and I don't know what the hell was up with him, if he was on drugs or just a jerk or what. He kept just hitting his brakes and making me slam on my brakes, change lanes, and then he'd speed up. And then there was another truck behind me, and he was playing the same game with that guy. All I could feel, this guy just must hate truckers, I don't know, but he kept playing this game over and over and over. This went on for like 30 minutes. But look at this. All right, look right here. There's this four-wheeler up there. He hits the brakes right now. He's tailgating another big truck who's bobtail, which means no trailer, and then makes me move to the left lane again. This has happened about 4 or 5 times so far. And then you see all of a sudden he starts speeding up again, and I move back to the right lane. He just had been playing this game with us for like 30 minutes. What a jerk. Yeah, it's just a small example of what a jerk this guy was being. I have no idea why, but, you know, the other day in Wisconsin, a few weeks back, I'm in the right lane. There's a much slower truck in the right lane in front of me. There's a lot of traffic in the left lane, but there's enough of an opening for me to get over, safely, mind you, and so I move over. I'm going 70 miles an hour. That's the speed limit. Well, there was a car who was coming up behind me, obviously mad because they wanted to go 80. And so then I got around that truck. I moved back over to the right lane. They're in the left lane. Another slower truck in the right lane. I move back into the left lane. They're way ahead of me at this point. They see me move back over to the left lane, and they brake check me. They slam on their brakes in front of me, and now they're going 45 miles an hour on I-94 westbound in Wisconsin, almost to Minneapolis. And they're now holding up a huge line of traffic because apparently they were in such a hurry, and they were mad that I had to slow them down to the speed limit, God forbid. And now they're gonna show me a lesson, teach me a lesson. And well, you know, all you're doing now is proving what a jerk you are, and you're pissing off everybody behind us. So I was finally able to get back in the right lane around that, and then of course they take off, you know, because they're so much more important. And oh, God forbid I kept you from speeding. I'm sorry. Go on YouTube, look up dash cam road ragers and stuff. It just always kills me. These guys who are apparently in such a hurry, and if they get slowed down, they're so mad that then now they'll waste time and waste your time. It's like, I thought you were in such a hurry. So, but now you're not? You jag off. I say it all the time. I hate people. Makes me violent. So just about 50 miles shy of where I meant to make it today. So tomorrow I'm going to stop in Albert Lea, Minnesota again, top off the fuel, and I'll grab a shower, and then I'm going to try to make it all the way down to Joplin, Missouri, because now tonight, after midnight, the fuel is supposed to drop about 14 cents a gallon. So in Albert Lea, I'm just going to put on enough to get me down to Joplin. It should be about 100 gallons. And then I'll take advantage then when I get down there Saturday night to top off the tanks then. This is a light load, which is nice. And then I'll, of course, deliver on Monday morning. I pick up my load Monday afternoon, going to Aurora, Colorado. Oh, that reminds me, they never called me back and told me about the appointment time. Oh, I forgot about that. And that'll set me up for Thanksgiving. Yeah. And then also, while I was here tonight, I took advantage of my time, and I had finally bought all the batteries I needed. I've got all these sensors up here above my head that they're wireless thermometer things. I've got one inside my fridge, one inside my freezer, and one attached to my water tank, my fresh water tank, which is actually down below my steps over here on the passenger side, so I can monitor the temperatures. I have one on that fresh tank so that I know if it's starting to get, you know, down to freezing and I need to drain that tank, I can. It's above the floor, and I've got my vent under the step to allow heat to get to it, or air conditioning, so it's usually not an issue. But I like to be able to monitor that, and I like to be able to monitor my temperature inside my fridge and freezer. So you see I've got these three wireless thermometer things up here. That one's for my freshwater tank, which is right now at 55.8 degrees. There's my fridge at 32 degrees, and there's my freezer at 3.7. And these are wireless, they use batteries, and I haven't ever replaced the batteries, so that's why I went ahead and did that. I'll show you the sensors on the other side. Okay, so right there inside my freezer, that's what the other sensor looks like. And that just wirelessly connects to the one above my head, so I can always monitor the temperature inside my freezer and fridge. Yeah, when I was doing my remodel on this whole truck here, John Hallgren, buddy of mine he helped me out with the whole remodel and everything through the whole process. He was the one who suggested these wireless thermometer things, or thermostats, or no, I guess thermostat would be on your heating and air conditioning thermometer, so it'll just tell you the temperature. Because he said he had one in his fridge and he can monitor it that way, and so I thought, well, what a great idea. So I can always make sure that my food and everything's where it should be. And, you know, these fridges, my first two that I had in the remodel, I had to replace. Now, I've had this Insignia from Best Buy, this fridge, and it's been doing fine. But at least if there's ever an issue, I know before I got to throw out all the food. What do you think? Okay, so, like I say, going to be in Joplin, Missouri, hopefully tomorrow night. Top off the tanks, and then that puts me about 90 miles from my delivery in Fayetteville, Arkansas for Monday morning at 11. Then I go back up to Joplin, Missouri, pick up my load, going to Aurora, Colorado for a Wednesday morning delivery, and then after that I slide on home for Thanksgiving. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, he saw me pull out the camera light and all that, so he knew that the bacon strips were coming, right? Oh yes, I know, you don't have to butter me up. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, please like and comment. Get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. I know I need to catch up with the last couple of videos worth of comments. There's Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, where I always put some rusty pics and vids. Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok, a variety of stuff. And as always, Mr. Yawn, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Hey, you haven't seen The Bug, have you? Yeah, hip guy, friend of Tia's. You know, everybody knows The Bug. Hey, what is that, the Grassroots? Yeah, I'm kidding. I know my music. You're not waiting for anything, are you? Would you be wanting a bacon strip? Is that it? Oh, happy dog dance. Happy dog dance. They're coming. All right, is this what you want? Oh, yes, that's what I want. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Rusty and his bacon strip. Oh my gosh, a big chunk fell down there. You better go get it. Oh, he's all over that. Oh yeah. All right, I got your other one for you. Oh yes. Wow, you're not even going back up to your pet bed to eat it. That's unusual. You're going out of the norm here, Rusty. What's up?